just some small town dads living in the White Mountains. Welcome everyone to the Small Town Dads podcast. I'm your host Jesse Regalado, and with me my guest STD
Josh McPeak.
There it is.
I'll introduce myself.
It almost sounded like a question. You're like, Josh,
who is this
Who's
weirdo? Just stopped in my. I just walked in.
John Leach, the mayor, coming in.
That's next week. I'll talk.
That'd be awesome to get him on here because I mean,
he might do it.
I mean, I only know him like with mutual friends. I never had that kind of like one-on-one with him, you know, other than like ordering food or something. So it's but man, I bet
He's
you.
a great dude.
I've seen that. I knew that guy was a great guy when I was walking down to Bulls Hollow from my house, and I seen him out there picking trash, you know, with everyone else in those vests and stuff. So it's like, I mean, that's what you want to see your mayor doing.
Oh yeah,
you know,
he's hands on.
Yeah, but
by hands on, I mean coming on STDs.
Yes. There is no bad publicity, right?
he's literally an STD as well as mayor.
Hey, there you go.
Sorry,
yeah,
John. I love you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we support him. Support the pod. We'll have you on.
So what's new, homie?
Well, man, I do want to say we just got our flyers done for the upcoming Small Town Dads Comedy
Looks great.
Podcast live show at One-Eyed Jack Sports Lounge. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm planning all the shenanigans that we're going to get into. I'm even going to have podcast bingo going for people in the crowd to participate. And,
Nice.
you know, like just cross the box every time we say like fuck or something.
This is going to be a fast game.
It's going to be a fast game, I'm sure. But yeah, it's exciting. June 15th, 8 p.m., One-Eyed Jack Sports Lounge. You guys could be on the show or just join us. Yeah.
What do you think of that one idea we had while you were
Ooh.
karaoke at my house? We're like, what if we did live karaoke, but you spun a wheel
Uh-huh.
and it came up with a different nationality of accents?
I love it. I love it. Or, I mean, I wish I had smarter friends or myself. I wish I was a smart, you know, where you can spin a globe and then you just got to put your finger down, you know, and then you get this whatever accent you land on. But you have the amazing Creed and like
Chinese.
I can hear it in my head. Right?
I'm afraid to try. Right
I know.
Now. I want to so bad.
That's where like the fun, you know, happens. You know, but I mean, it sounds amazing, and we're gonna have it. I'd love to do that at the show. You know, if anyone brings up karaoke, just have that, and
bring your accents.
It'll be better if we didn't have like, you know, Japanese like or Spanish or whatever, and we just had pictures of people. So you had to like spin
what
it.
you think they
oh
sound
no,
like.
yeah,
what
exactly.
you think they would sound like. Ooh, that's brilliant.
I like that. But that's oh my god, that screams comedy gold, especially from like the most, because you'll be surprised the kind of accent some of these people will bust out. You know, whatever their brain is like connects to, like this is how this would sound.
Yep.
And then once it leaves your mouth, and you're like, oh fuck.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm in deep trouble now.
But this is an excuse. It's doing karaoke. Come on, no one gives a shit about it. So
we got STDs. What do you want?
Yeah, come on. But who knows? I might add that. That'd be awesome. But yeah, you get to see the whole process of creating the show, and you get to be on it. So that's awesome. But that's about all I got going on, other than like tournaments. You know, always dart tournaments.
You gonna join the pool league?
Thinking about it.
The Monday night pool league at One-Eyed is a blast.
Only if I get a stacked team, and
I
don't mean by like
players.
shooters. I'm talking about a fun team.
Every team's stacked.
I mean, I don't know.
The records are pretty tight.
I know, but I mean,
people migrate around teams. It's fun.
Yeah, I get you. But there's a lot of subs that go on in that league, and I'm not used to that at all. Like
True.
I mean, I have never had to look for a sub so far. Not that I know of. No, I mean, we've had to postpone do makeup games.
Yeah.
You guys don't have that, right?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No. If you can't get a sub, you forfeit.
Damn. And you
As
have
you should.
5 people per team.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's
And
what I
last
mean.
season
That's got to
was
be
6
tough
teams.
getting 5 people.
Those 30
every week.
players plus subs. So yeah, there's a good 40 players out there who are fantastic shooters.
And is it like
And it's
8
really
to
fun to
10
play 'em.
weeks?
8 to 10 weeks long. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just wrapped up last week and we
Yep.
start again next week.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Congratulations not taking last.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no
Thanks.
problem. But it looks like a lot of fun, and I know that I'll instantly get better playing if I played with guys
That's
like
the
you
way
guys,
to go. If you want to get better at pool,
yeah.
joining a league is the way to go because you kind of have a team. It's a team sport in that league, which is fun.
Who organizes that?
Kevin Swader.
Hell yeah. So shout out Kevin and One Eye Jacks for their pool league happening June 2nd.
Yep.
If you're interested, and again, sounds like a good time. I'm a newbie, so
It's for all players.
it can
too.
be intimidating, because even though I run like pool tournaments, they're fun because you've
Yeah.
been in that tournament.
Yeah.
Like it's a fun tournament. People are coaching people,
Sure.
So it's like when I see One Eyes and they have 8 tables,
Mhm.
and there's always action on those tables. It is kind of tough for me to be like, hey, anyone want to play with me?
Right.
So I think the league would be a good way for me to.
And it's only about 2.5 hours too.
Oh,
Like you're
okay.
out of there in 2.5 hours.
It starts at
7 p.m.
7 p.m. You bring game quarters, of course,
Yep.
or do you pay?
There-
Because you've been darts, we had to pay, but we didn't have to pay for the games.
In league, yeah, you pay $15 a week
Mhm.
for the league, and then at
For
the
the
end,
team or per person?
per person.
Okay.
Per person. And then at the end of the season, there's payouts. So every
Right.
time I've played in the league, I've got my money back at the end of the season.
Right
and,
on.
and it's fun,
Hell yeah.
and it's all rated to the BCA.
Mm.
So you get BCA credit for playing in these games, and if you go into Fargo, you'll
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
your record. You can see our league. So they're really using the internet correctly, which is nice.
That's awesome.
And keeping it organized and reported. And I know next year about this time they want to send 1 or 2 teams from this area
Mhm.
of pool players to go to Vegas for the real BCA tournament in February.
I've seen
So-
videos of that. That's nuts.
It's
There's
wild.
tables upon tables.
Yeah, my dad's played in that tournament.
That is
When I
awesome.
was a teenager and I was way better at pool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a blast. So we're planning on, if you want to go to Vegas next year, represent the White Mountains on the pool table. Let's do
Yeah.
it. It's fun. There's
Dust
a lot of
off
good
that
players to play
stick.
with.
Come out and come play. Yeah, that sounds like a blast.
And even if you're not that level, if you're just starting,
Sure.
these are the people you want to play, so you can see what it takes to get to
Yep.
that level.
Yep.
And it's a blast. And everyone's encouraging, helpful. I've never had a bad weekend or a
That's
bad
awesome.
Monday night.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, it's important. There's not a whole lot of teams or anything to get into, because bowling was a big one for me when I was living in the valley. I loved they had drinking leagues, and
Right.
bowling,
Right.
but up here, there's
That's true.
really
That
nothing.
there's not a whole lot of team sports
Nope.
up here that you can
Nope.
just show up for, put on a team. You make
Mhm.
new friends. I've
Mhm.
met a ton of new people in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I think it was a couple of years ago. You and
Yeah.
I walked in.
We
and,
just jumped in
and-
a team. We got roped into
Yeah, and
playing
he
darts.
was like, "Sign up,
Yeah.
be on my team for darts." We're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And it was a blast.
I-
It was awesome.
I didn't own darts. I didn't,
But
I didn't know the rules.
It spawned an amazing
boom.
culture up here now.
Yeah, it's amazing now.
Barstar Events is blowing
Yes,
up,
thank
and that's
you. Yeah.
beautiful.
It is awesome, and it's mainly just because they're that need of everyone trying to find that little time for yourself to have it. A getaway.
Yes. You
We need more
to-
fun in our lives. That's what I think. It's just so
For real.
fucking tense, everywhere. And there's even people I'll notice randomly in public that have a hard, their anxiety peaks and they don't really know how to
Mm.
to break the ice. These games is a
This-
great icebreaker.
Yeah, for sure.
I've met just playing, just because a few times after I get done playing darts, I'll jump on a table for a bit before I go home,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, you just bought a couple sticks.
yeah, yep. And so I've been inching my way closer,
It's
and-
time, baby.
and everyone that's in that league, because I know a lot of people that you play with
Mhm.
and play against, but everyone that's playing in there, they'll come and stop by the table and be like, hey, can I play? And that's completely different than from me not knowing up from down, left and right. I don't know who to ask, or I don't want to be a bug, to anybody. But
yeah, before the league games, when you just go out to the bar and you're playing randos, it can get really weird. It might get weird.
Yes. So I like clearing that a bit when it's like they can see me trying to work on it. And there's never been shit talk's always welcomed, of course, in this kind of games, but I've never had anyone shit on me for not being at their level.
No, everyone lifts each other up.
They do.
And rising tide raises all boats.
So that's awesome. I love it. I'm considering it. The only thing I haven't done yet is talk to my wives about it. Yeah, but I will have to sacrifice.
Can't help you there.
No, right? Can't have me there.
Wait, you're gonna be at the bar again?
This is me. This is me saying it right now. They're gonna find out what the fuck. Oh, I guess he's doing pool.
There's a reveal.
Yeah, there you go. Bar reveal party.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I'm interested. It's tough just because darts I'm addicted to darts.
And you're good
man, and it's so much fun because the lights, and I'm a dummy, so it's like when I sit there and I hear doo-doo-doo-doo, I'm like,
dopamine hit, man.
But in the pool table it's not the same. One,
it's a different game.
Two, you still have to make the shot in darts to win, unlike 8-ball where you scratch and you lost yourself.
Right.
I don't even like winning like that.
You play yourself more than you play your opponent.
It is.
Well,
and that's my problem. I'm just giving my problems with it. What's that? It's tough for me to make that because I know I have a lot of good friends that play pool. Like you, obviously, Gabe. And even watching people like Jeff. They're watching you guys makes me want to get good at it.
Well, the last 24 months, you've seen the culture come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But 24 months ago, there was no leagues. Mm-hmm. There were a tournament here and there, But now it's almost every other night somewhere up here.
Yep.
That's how you get better.
Almost every bar has a team.
So the culture exploded, which is great.
So yeah, I'm interested.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah.
Thanks for locking us up for
sponsor the pod. But yeah, that's the fence that I'm on. It's just the difference in the games. I understand both require a lot of time. Yeah. Another downside, I can't have a table in my house. I'm not there yet. I got 2 dartboards here. So it's like,
yeah, but your hand-eye coordination is pretty freaking good. You'll be fine.
And I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, you're just trying to sell me on it.
No, it's true.
I know. I mean, but I pick up pretty easy watching you guys.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I'm doing
and
wrong.
That's how you get playing in the league gets you way better at that stuff.
Yeah.
Tournaments are a different story because they're one night. Winner take all or whatever, however it's broken up. I don't play in many of the tournaments up here.
Yeah.
But the league is different. You could be a intermediate beginner player, and then by the end of the season, you're going to be so much better. You're going to move a level or 2 up just during that season.
Oh yeah.
And so league is fun for that.
Another problem that I have with league, with the pool league, is that in the dart league, because it's all digital, they can track all the highlights of your games.
Okay.
So if you get a hat trick, it registers all that. I understand the Fargo keeps track of your wins
and losses,
but man, it'd be nice to get a pin for running the table or making a really tough combo.
The leagues do acknowledge table runs.
Okay.
If you have a break and run, whoever has the most or any break and runs really during the season will get a payout at the end of the season.
Oh, that's cool.
I had one last season and I got $50 just for hitting that, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I love accolades, right? Yeah. So who doesn't?
Yeah.
So man, they hand out pins like candy at the dart tournaments, and it's so much fun though. And I know you guys just finished your league. Was there trophies or belts?
No, just payouts.
Okay.
It's basically just payouts and props online. And pictures.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I'm interested. We'll see. We'll see
you tonight.
If any of this piques your interest, make sure you hit up Kevin at One Eye Jack Sports Lounge.
Just show
June
up Monday
2nd.
night, and we'll find a team for you.
See, you can even get placed in a team if you don't have anybody. That's
Yep.
another concern that I had. I was like, man, I gotta get 5 people to want to play with me. You know, and
I'll lobby
I'm
to get
new.
you on our team. I'm not sure if a couple people are showing up this season or not. So we'll
Well,
find that out Monday.
If I'm 100%, I'll show up without having to like orchestrate. I just want to go in, just jump
See
in
what's
blind and see what's up. If I get stuck with a completely different team, that's fine with me. You know, because it's always good to know people. I will apologize right now for the lack of my performance. Yeah, it's like I love every time I have someone new sign up. They always do that. They're like, I just want to say sorry right now because I know I'm going to get stuck with somebody that
that's
really
why
likes
we play
to play.
the game. That's why we play.
So yeah, I'm excited. I hope I'd like to get good enough to play in like the Battle of the Bars they had recently.
Yeah,
you know,
that was
'cause
pretty cool.
That sounded fun. You know,
Yeah.
because I love playing the league, playing at other bars. Because XA will have a team, and it's like, oh, we're playing them, and I know exactly who's on that team. So
Yeah.
I already have this thing. Even though we're playing in different bars, you know, it's still fun. But
Competition is great.
it's great.
It brings out a different part of you.
And you don't get that a whole lot when it comes to pool specifically, because it's like you
Or
can't.
day-to-day life.
I mean, I know they have traveling leagues, right? So you can go to these different bars, or the bars will come to you.
To start
But
that.
yeah, that's what's. I mean, that's real. I mean, now that that's popping off, I feel like I can obviously see the interest that's there,
Mhm.
and that's what interests me is playing, having live competition with people. But just being the best at your bar doesn't interest me.
Right.
Like, I want to be
right.
the best on the mountain,
Right.
And I think I
You gotta
speak for a
start
lot of
somewhere.
people.
You gotta
All
start
right,
somewhere.
well, I'm not starting. No, just kidding. No, it sounds like a good time. Monday night, June 2nd. Oh, that's coming up. Fuck.
Yep.
Damn. This coming Monday. Well, this won't be out.
Oh, if you were there Monday night, we saw you there.
We saw you. We're probably on the team.
I hope I won.
We're probably on the team.
That's hilarious. We just
Yeah.
did a big old plug.
We did. I'm gonna
For
cut it.
something
I'm
that's
gonna cut it all. No, that's great. No,
awesome.
but it's still fun. I
But
mean,
it'll
'cause
be every Monday night.
is there
Show up
people-
show up this coming Monday.
is there people that join late?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Man, you guys are really
Yes.
lax.
Yes. Well, because it's not about the teams, it's about getting the games in.
Gotcha.
And the games get reported, and you need like 200 games under your belt before you get an official rating.
Mm.
But once you get an official rating, you know that then you know where you stand, and they give you a ranking or whatever. But
200 games.
yeah, it takes 200 games for which
Damn.
in like 2 seasons
Oh,
you
okay.
can get
How many games do you guys play a night?
5.
5? Oh, okay.
5.
Does it take a long? Do you sit in for a
So
long
maybe
time?
4 seasons.
Because that's what bugged me about the 4-man league that we did was like,
Sometimes.
man, sometimes I've
Sometimes
had
they'll
too
put it
many.
back to back, and
Too
then
many
they'll have like
whiskeys.
an hour wait. Yeah, that could be an issue sometimes. I'm usually good in my first 2 games. My next 3 games are a little problematic.
Right on. Well,
I got
Pool.
STDs.
pool league. Yeah.
Ah,
Great. But what else? Other than pool league, what else has been up with you?
it's working my butt off, man. The people are up here.
Yeah.
The people are
Oh,
up here.
did you see
dude.
those bike cops?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I wanted to
They
race one of them.
brought
They had
up-
the Beamers too.
Yep.
They got
Yeah.
the Beamer 1300s.
Yeah,
And they're like, I got one.
I seen one poking out, like coming into town, and I was like, "What's Josh doing over there?" Just sitting there.
I know it looks like.
And
my
then
bike.
right when I passed by, I was like, "Oh no!" And he had this little radar gun, just peeking around the side here.
I thought about pulling up to
Oh,
one and
yeah.
say, "You want to race?"
Yeah, there you go. Why not? Come on, we're up here.
Oh no, they're from the valley. Who knows?
And then we would catch you on the white
I'd be
mountain watch.
tased. Yeah, I'd be tased in a
exactly. They'd be
heartbeat.
like, "Nope, nope."
Be commenting on myself.
They don't like STDs. That was my tough thing. That was my tough sell for me when I moved up here. Was the story of the town won by a turn of a card.
Right.
Like, I just don't buy it. I think there was something else.
Like most good tales, it get distilled down to something else.
I feel like it had to been something else. Like, cause okay, now there's been
there a
back in
chicken
my
ball?
criminal days, a good out was I won it in poker. So it was just
that's your cover.
that was my
Your
cover. It
story.
was just like, well, I won it in poker, and I'm not lying. Like,
Poker.
I was in jail for a weekend, and people thought, and no one came to check on me because they thought I was playing poker. because there was times I'd be playing poker for weekends, like all weekend, and crazy nights, and I did love it. I loved the game. It was fun, but man, it was a good out. Like it was just a good day. That's where I got it.
We need an STD poker night.
Ooh, that would be
STD poker night would be dope.
Everyone would be
even live stream it.
Exactly.
Holy
that sounds
smokes. Good. Okay, that's a good idea.
You just heard it here from Barstar Events is going to be promoting.
I love it.
No, that'd be awesome.
A live poker event.
How is there not? I mean, because there's live poker has always been killing it. But if you had because I've seen.
And then the cops blasting the door and freaking jack us all up. You know how many views that video would get? It would blow up.
It would blow up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down. But yeah, what were we talking about?
Poker.
Oh yeah, poker. That's right. An out. It's just it's just my alibi of how I got this thing. Now we're two dads. We're two STDs. It's the 1800s. I forgot when this place was founded or whatever.
There's a lot more STDs back then.
Back then there was a lot.
Yeah.
And they were everywhere.
It's pre antibiotics.
And pre hygiene, keeping clean. But pre bidets,
Yeah. How did they live without washing their butthole, man? That's crazy.
Could you
That's
imagine
some crazy
guy
living.
That would
itchy.
He's
itchy a lot.
I feel like if you bathed, right, in the back in the day, you had this just huge toilet.
I'm familiar,
body toilet, right? So you got a body toilet, we call it a tub, and you sit there and you get
body toilet,
and they tell you, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you stay clean, right?
Right.
And then they come out with the invention, so you're no longer in outhouses. We have a bathroom in the in-house, and it's a small tub.
It's not as cold.
It's a little tub. It's like a tub for turds.
The evolution of the toilet.
Oh, the toilet, right?
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah. Turd tub. Hashtag turd tub.
From a hole in the ground to a porcelain god.
What if people went and kind of cup the water and then kind of splash them their ass? And then all of a sudden someone was like, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to flush it down. Or you flushed it and then you had a bowl of clean water. And then you
could, where did they go wrong? They went wrong somewhere. They missed a step, and someone shut that down.
Someone had to be like, no,
we can't do that. That's good.
I got some paper right here.
What was the first toilet paper? Because it wasn't toilet paper. It was toilet paper based on
plants
leaves. Okay.
So that was our first, right?
Deep thoughts.
Yeah. So that was our first. And I know the one over here is mullein, right? Because you could use it's very soft. Locals call it rabbit ear.
Oh, keep talking.
Rabbit ear, and you wipe your ass with that. It's very, very soft.
Rabbit ear for your rabbit hole?
Yep. You got it. Yep.
Hell yeah.
It's better than a carrot. No judgment. What's up, Doc?
Sponsor the podcast.
I'm more of a baby carrot man myself.
Oh, what?
So yeah, rabbit ear. That's what we're talking about. I don't know how we get on this on Toilet Talk.
Oh.
But I do. Something happened. I feel like back then, if you had two guys that are playing over territory, I'm not going to give it up as easy as just, oh, you won? Okay. You can have my whole fucking town. I think that's stupid. I feel like
what's the real story?
I played enough
This is why
Red
we
Dead
need the
Redemption.
mayor.
Yeah.
This is why we need the mayor on the show, right?
Yes.
Break it down for us.
I got to have these questions, and he can break it down. I mean, I feel like, because they have the mural, they have a statue, and this is iconic. This is what it is. They even have a card. Oh, it was the two of clubs. That's what it was. And now it's funny because, if you're playing low, it was show low, right? Low card is what they were playing.
Yep.
Show
low.
And some games, ace is the highest card, right? So you're telling me that the person that won flipped over.
Sounds like
the
you
lowest.
Would do.
I mean, I would cheat. Yes. if you put me in that boat,
You're dealing from the bottom.
I guess who owns Solo? You know what I mean? Like
The easiest town win of all time.
so it just sounds too perfect. You know,
Interesting.
and then maybe his like, what if you drew and you
They
pulled?
memorialized it.
Yeah, no one questions it.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like what I was sold
there's
on Westerns.
people of that family here who have who are STDs.
Yes, I need to get them on.
They should come explain.
I mean,
explain their family history.
It's not hard to find your town, the fucking streets in town, like areas named after them. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be really easy to find these people. But like, I'm really interested because I'm not trying to muddy it up. Right? It's a great story. It's an awesome story. I love it. As a person that loves gambling and cards specifically, magic and poker, you know, I just feel like it's too convenient.
I don't know if there's any other story like it in America, which is kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, that's something an STD would say. You know, who knows? What if there's like this story everywhere? You know what I mean? Like what if a guy won?
Where are these games? How can I get in on one?
That's what I mean.
I want a town.
Yeah, like oh man, it's
to win a town
and to win that and just win it, and then for the guy to be so cool about it, like losing. I've seen people flip their shit over darts. You know, dart tournaments where you're only winning like $50. You know, and let alone you got this guy who owns a lot of promising property up here. You know, and all of a sudden the town's not big enough for the two of us, so let's settle it by playing cards, and whoever wins, like, you couldn't come up with a better business strategy. You know, like if you want to buy it off me, just that's what I mean though. And at that different time, there was a lot of debts. Just like, well, I don't know how he died. He just died, or a lot of threats. You know, so what if they had like, you know what? Don't bother us. We're gonna be playing cards. You know what I mean?
If someone moved out
now, what if this was like some Brokeback situation?
Oh God.
What if these two were secretly in love? Okay. And the wives,
they are staring each other in the eye pretty deeply. Yeah, they memorialized that part.
They did. Oh yeah. Now, what if it's a love story? What if I know a lot of people that are gonna hate this.
Oh yeah.
Not my town.
Don't run me off the road, please. I drive a bike everywhere. I'm so vulnerable.
That's great.
I love this town.
Well, I don't want now. If we threw any conspiracy to see if it stuck, right?
Right.
There's maybe he had some dirt on him, and I want to chalk it up to a meeting. I think the game.
Involved.
I think the card game was just like we need privacy. There's a lot on the line. Leave us alone. We're gonna be playing this game, right? And then they close the door, and they're playing cards, sure, you know, just because the wives got to come in and bring biscuits and shit, you know, you know. But no, basically, we're sitting there, we're having a moment. The doors are closed. There's no one else, and there's a lot riding on this. Someone's life is going to change after this night. All right, not only someone's life, your family, your future is going to change.
This
right?
man's destiny.
This whole thing is going to change based on what we say. Oh, that gets my hairs up just thinking, you know, it's like, that sounds like, oh, you know, like,
spot, huh?
What?
In a gambler's heart?
What? Yeah, it's just like, okay. I mean, well, because I've had, like, I think the biggest thing I had writing on a game was a card, right? Okay. But it wasn't working. It was just like,
oh, shit.
Like, I got this BMW in the car if you really want to, you know, and it was like,
threw that down. Title.
Oh, yeah. I was like, we're doing this. But the only, like, I was cheating. So it was like, I know I'm going to win. The reason why you're even doing this is because you can't let go of the idea that because I kept on doubling or nothing, doubling or nothing, double or nothing. And you just couldn't pick up that, like, that maybe I should step away, you know? And I know I'm a horrible fucking human being. There's a special place at Satan's poker table for me. But all I'm saying is, like, I'm just, it was a different time. Even with me being there, you know, because I'm not that kind of person. I wouldn't do that anymore. But at that time, when I thought this was how you do it, you know,
right?
Like, I always had that empathy for that person, because if I just did it, if I wasn't aware, if I didn't know, like, and they're 100% good people, like they love the game, they love the thrill of it.
But they made the wrong choice.
They made the wrong choice. Everyone does.
They're gonna make them pay.
Yeah, you make them pay. Like, yeah, there's a sucker born every minute. There's, if you're not good enough to manage your money, then maybe you shouldn't have it. Like, there's all these different fucking
That seems to be the prevailing
beliefs for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And in a world where it's like humans draw lines, like who's to say that your way is the right way?
Right.
Because it's all about survival in the end of the day. So
And
as
the
long
winner
as
writes that history too.
as long as I get to write that history,
Speaking
who
of
knows?
history, there is a bronze statue commemorating that history.
So
And the winner wrote that.
it's just thrown in my face, so much, and I feel like no, there's got to be something more to this.
Right.
So I'd like it to be something scandalous, to where it's like just these two guys loved making out and doing,
Let's see
cowboy
let's
stuff.
see who can make up the craziest story.
That's what I
of
mean.
the
Yeah,
Sholo's
just the
beginning.
craziest story.
Mayor, come on the show.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to be so crazy where he's like, I'm gonna have to stop all these rumors and come on the show and settle this boy right.
Let's go.
But no, I do feel like either like being that powerful, either way, you got to have some dirt, like some Diddy dirt. Like maybe you guys had a lot of parties.
Diddy's story is
maybe
a
a lot of
story
town
as old
parties.
as time.
Right? No, that's the thing. Like libations and no worries, and it's just like, let's just be human and live right now. Like you can chalk it up to whatever you want. It's always been done, and a lot of shady stuff happens in those moments. Like, there's some stuff that I've been a part of those moments I'm not too crazy proud of, but at the time it was like, you played your part in this puzzle. The puzzle is probably illegal, but
The puzzle is fucked up.
yeah, the puzzle. You probably never do the puzzle again, but you are a piece to it. Yeah, and all pieces are required for this puzzle, So it's like in that situation, yeah, who knows in a small town at a time, what people did, But
Yeah.
I do feel like it came to a point where it's like, all right, this has to stop. One of us has to take this town.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's either you're gonna sign this and just give it to me, kind of thing, or I'll release these photos. Like fine,
Daguerreotypes.
fine. What am I gonna tell my wife? Tell you fucking lost at cards. I don't give a fuck. She knows you suck at cards. I just feel like he got strong armed into giving it away.
Interesting.
It just feels too perfect. But if it
These are two non-locals talking about the history of our small town. I love it. I think it's great. Hey,
everyone in
set
this
us straight. Fix
town
tell us what the story is.
is a non-local.
What is
as far as indigenous people are concerned.
Yeah, right.
No, but I mean, I like the story's great. Obviously, if it provokes like
It's pretty unique.
questions and stuff, like the main reason why I'm even doing this or saying this is because of how much I love the story.
Right.
And I think it's.
Right.
I mean, I even
Me
did
too,
a
man.
I even did a magic trick, in one of my shows to commemorate the Deuce of Clubs. I got to do some investigation on this case because I do
Set us straight.
like there's a lot of stuff like my tata used to tell me he fought Bruce Lee, and I believed him for so long.
Then he got punched by the 1-inch punch.
Right. No, it was just an
That was
Asian
it.
guy in jail, like that he got in a fight with. No, but okay, so I do
His
have
last name was Lee.
I do have one story in our family, and it was that my tata, there's a pattern here.
We love tatas.
My tata, he actually punched, got in a fight with Sheriff Joe.
Arpaio? No way.
Before he was a deputy. That's what
Okay.
he was a deputy. He wasn't a sheriff. And that's why the men in my family, or just the people in my family, anytime they were in the system, it was like known you're going to get the full extent of the law.
Oh, you were
hated our
targeted.
family. Yeah. Maybe there might be some truth to it because like I didn't enjoy my time in I was incarcerated. It was
You have to
kind
wear
of,
a pink diaper.
pink diaper, pink pacifier, pink dicks. It was pink everything.
A lot of pink dicks.
A lot of
in
pink.
Arizona
a lot of pink
jails.
things. Yeah, there's a lot of pink in there. It's like a family reunion, unfortunately. So like I didn't have to
Jesus.
worry too much because I had a bunch of relatives. They were
What's
like,
up, Hulk?
Tata was right, He punched him, fool.
It's a family reunion.
But yeah, I'm interested in the story. I'd love to hear like just all those involved, and especially if like it happened in my family where it's like it wasn't my grandfather punching the sheriff. Like in this case, it would be
Right.
my grandfather winning the fucking
Well, let's start the
town.
discussion.
Yes.
Let's get this thread going.
Get it going. Let's
I like
get that
this thread.
going.
Let's hear about
Let's
it.
hear about the history. It's gonna bring attention.
So
to
I'm not
the
from here.
town.
I grew up in New York. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
moved here a long time ago, but I'm not that familiar with the story. And it is
Right.
an interesting one.
Yeah. and
Someone out there knows something. They will come on and set us
Great.
straight.
Speaking of, it's not like he's gonna call the cops
Ooh.
on us or anything. Yeah.
Oh, giving me
Oh.
Trauma response.
Whoa. I just feel like Wonka. And they're not slowing. All right. Let's get into some White Man Watch. I got a few cases here. Nothing crazy because you know where we live. So,
It's gonna be a lot of shoplifting and
Well, I mean,
warrants and what.
and if anything, triggers
Speeding.
you, you know, it's like I'm not trying to out
I'm a speeder.
anybody here.
All the cops up here know it. They've all pulled me over.
I scan through speeding all the time. I scan through shoplifting all the time. That's common. A lot of homeless people. I mean, I have the joke because they're just camping, but really, I don't think we have that much.
No.
You know, I think it's just because it's a small town. You
There's
stick out more.
resources.
You stick out more.
And there's resources up here that are pretty that operate pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. There was a fire that got
Not
reported,
volunteering.
and we're at stage 2. I think we're still at stage 2.
Yeah, I believe so.
You know, again, shout out to all the first responders and firefighters.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, the community's been awesome. Everyone's rallied together, and it's been beautiful. There was everyone's high alert on fires here.
Mhm.
And there was an officer that responded at 3 p.m. to a report of a fire along a fence line near a wooded lot off the Deuce Clubs. And the officer stopped a man, 57 years old, of Sholo, after he was allegedly seen in the area of 5th Street smoking a cigarette before entering into the wooded area and then exiting the wooded area shortly after the fire got started.
Ooh.
When the officer noticed him, he arrested him for trespassing on the lot 3 times within the year because apparently he just keeps going to the same lot. But he's been arrested.
What's
so
up with this lot?
yeah, right. There's a lot going on. He denied setting the fire, but he was still booked on suspicion of trespassing. So that's now his 4th time this year.
Dude, drop him on the deuce.
Well, my family fortunately got to go to your house on an evacuation that was within
That's
our
right.
neighborhood.
That's right.
And
forgot
that was
about
some fucking kids that started that shit. You know, and it's
Little
one of
brush
those,
fire.
and it was so quick, and it was all of the right people needed to be there, and then they did the right things, but those fucking kids, you know.
No, the conditions are prime time right
It's so
now
perfect.
to just light up and explode this whole area, and that's terrifying.
Cigarettes are a big thing.
Chains
Sit-
dragging
you
behind
know.
trailers.
Yeah.
That
So,
started a brush fire off 77, I think, a couple days ago.
and that fucking fire got out so quick. Like
They're on it.
that was my first experience with having to like actually grab the necessities and then being like, all right, well, we gotta go. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta go. And if it would have got bigger, then you would have been evacuated. You know,
Right,
Just
right.
if
It's down the street.
it got so. I mean, it was bigger than a house by the time the fire department was telling us to leave.
Yeah,
you know.
their response was epic.
I mean, yeah, you can tell that they're on it. You know,
Yeah.
they're not strangers to these kind of events. But man, how quick kids were able to start that. They were just up to no good. To this dude going into this lot all the time, getting stopped 3 times now. You've been told not to be here.
Yeah, what's he doing back
Going
there?
back there smoking, comes back. Oh, I didn't start the fire. Like, dude, you're the only one. You're like the only
Was he
one
Billy
out there.
Joel?
Yeah.
Bullshit, dude. We just watched you.
Yeah, that is fucking hilarious. But I think him, especially being of the town, he should be more aware of that. Everyone should be more aware of that.
Yeah. That's part of the culture up here. Like, we don't live in Tornado Alley.
No.
We don't have to worry about hurricanes. Maybe get
Earthquakes.
some rain. You know, we're not going to fall into the ocean, But we do have the wildfires. That is the big threat here.
No joke. And I know like it's
been what 24, 25 years since
the
Rodeo Chedeschi fire, which at that time was the largest wildfire in American history.
Yeah.
The president flew out here and shit, and we moved out here a few years after that, and you could see that whole west side of town just cooked.
God. Yeah, I families still talk about the evacuation, about that. So it's
terrifying.
Every time there's a fire started, all the locals don't want people from they don't want flatlanders, but then when we got people from our town that are still doing this shit, like kids or
that
homeless
was the
guys
case with the Rodeo
fucking around in
Chedeschi
the
fire.
lot. I mean, I feel like come on,
Yeah.
know.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean the fires.
I mean, we gotta get it dry, get this issue taken care of so we can have 4th of July fireworks. You know what I mean?
Fireworks are epic. There's another one. An officer responded to a verbal fight. 10 a.m. So man, early at Walmart.
Too much coffee
on off of South White Mountain Road.
Walmart.
Yep,
Walmart's
the Walmart.
The hub of all the fun.
Oh yeah, I want to do a live. Just
from the Walmart parking lot. Yeah, you can get it live.
I will get it
on the pod.
Officers arrived. They found that this 58-year-old of Lakeside had allegedly got into a verbal argument with his wife on the bus.
Mm.
So we fight on the bus.
Yep.
And he allegedly flicked her in the head with his finger. And the bus driver attempted to intervene. And Hill.
That was a hell of a flick.
The guy.
The flick heard by the bus driver?
Well, they're arguing, and he's just like, stop. And she's like, no, or whatever, or vice versa. Either
that's
way.
Part of the story, though. Flick is in the story.
Flicked.
That's pretty impressive.
Flicked her.
The flick heard around
flicked
the
her
mountain.
in the head with his finger. And then the bus driver was like, hey, knock that shit off. Not on my bus. Don't be fucking flicking anything.
Don't be flicking no beans.
Don't be flicking nothing. That'd be hilarious if she was Mexican and he just like
I don't want to say it. I wanted to say it. I didn't want to say it.
And then he flicked that bean. Basically, the bus driver was like, nah, not on my bus. Don't be fucking flicking it. And basically, the officer found that
anti-flick.
That the wife actually had an order of protection against him. Why is she riding the bus with him? God damn it, Anyway,
there's only one bus, so
that's true. What if they just have? Maybe she did have one. Maybe she
it is separate buses. We got to fire up a new bus line just for this chick.
That just brought me back to earth, because it's one of those because you're in a small town, you could have a protection order against somebody, but then be like, but
the bus.
We're both at the same gym. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that sucks.
They're both at Walmart together.
So you got a protection order on this guy, and then you run into him in the bus, and you're like, fuck.
Then he flicks your head.
And then he comes up to you and just boop. And then the bus driver is like, hey, no, stop that.
That's what the protection order was for, is against being flicked.
So the guy told the officer that the bus driver tried to pull a gun on him. Yeah.
Ooh.
And
it's escalated quickly.
It did.
From flick to gun.
Yeah. Because, now the bus driver is saying, well, this guy's threatened me because I told him to stop flicking.
That flick must be devastating.
Yep. I mean,
I've had devastating flicks in high school. You got that one guy that just has the fucking monster finger, and then you're like, what the hell was that? Was that a bat?
Dad
no,
would
I flicked you.
Flick us, like in public or in church.
Flick
like, hey, knock it off, I mean,
some flicks are scarier than others, I guess.
I mean, if I was a woman, or if I was going to if my partner was going to put their hands on me, I would take a flick. Like, if you're gonna, before you punch me, or before you slap me, before you kick me in the balls,
right?
Before you even hurt yourself,
right?
Because there's times where I've been in situations like there would be a time where my uncle would we would get into some fights. But he was young enough to where my grandmother, she had favorites, so my grandmother would favor me, my nana,
naturally,
and so he knew that there were times I'd push his buttons because I'm like, what are you gonna do?
Bust out the flick finger.
You fuck with me, your mom's gonna fuck with you, you know. So like I would so yeah, like there I would take a flicking over, you know, and just be, hey, fuck you, dude, you know. But like in this situation, I do kind of feel like it's one of those things where it's like this guy knows he's got a protection order. He can't be fucking around, you know. So he's just like, I gotta do something. I just got
and that finger's all.
He's been working out. He's been working.
Trying to hold it back.
Flicking a flour sack or something as like a punching bag. Just like, oh, when I see that bitch on that route, I'm gonna flick her so fucking hard, you know.
This is breaking my brain.
Oh man. You know, you like to stress about your day, but you're not flicking people.
No. There's many people I want to flick really hard.
You know, if flicking's
Especially
allowed,
at work.
I'm gonna be the show low flicker.
Well, you got competition, my friend.
I do. This guy, yeah, he's going to jail for this. Well,
Flick this guy.
Yeah, flick him. That'd be funny to have like a flick him or flick me. You put it, like, if I see him, if I cause like it's got his name, you know, I can like look him up,
Blow him up,
and then
blow up the flicker,
like a kick me sign. I'll just go to him in public, just flick me sign on his back. But apparently he was just like, hey, don't mind your business, bus driver. You know, I can flick my wife if I want. And then she's like, no, he can't. I got a protection order. And then the guy was like, you know what? Get off my bus. And he was like, no. And then the bus driver's like, well, I got a gun right here. I got an AR-15. I'm going to put this. No, I didn't say any of that. But
you
basically,
pick it up from that guy at Safeway?
That guy, right? Yeah, well, he's in the same bus.
He traded it for a bus ride the ride before.
Oh, shit. But yeah, it's just basically one thing, one word, the other word. The guy basically that's done the flicking was like, well, this bus driver is trying to pull a gun on me. And then obviously, when the cops got involved, they can tell like, well, we're just gonna book this guy that's flicking.
Yeah, flick. You're
about to get flicked in jail, motherfucker. Which? Do you seen the video? Did you see the video?
Yeah. Took a little shove to the face.
Oh man! So yeah, the French president got slapped, bitch slapped by his wife.
By his wife, teacher,
groomer.
That's a fascinating story.
Conspiracy theory. Yeah, he got, and it wasn't like a slap. You know, it was like a shove to the mouth, like a little, yeah.
Speaking of DVs,
you know, poor guy. Poor guy. You know, he's been. That guy's fucked up. He's got to be fucked up.
Dude.
He's got.
Candace Owens is lighting those two up right now.
My
it's
God.
Kind of funny,
dude. Macron has to be fucked up, man. For him to,
he's a beta.
I feel like, yeah, you were groomed to be who you are now.
Yeah,
like all the things were placed.
The Rothschild family doesn't play.
No, and for your 20-year, his wife is old. Wife, I know there's a theory. I know.
Uncle wife.
I don't know if she's a man or a woman, but that hair is fake. That hair is fake as fuck. I will say this. Oh man.
Oh, that's gotta be some hot shit in the bedroom right there. Huh?
Oh, they don't. Yeah, that is.
What is she?
If you watch them, yeah, she's at least 20 years older than him, right? And 20 years is that's a
25, 30.
That's
a
jump, bro. Like, she used to be his teacher. Like that is wild. Anyway, so now you're president. You know, and
that's some French shit.
That is.
Ooh la la. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
That's the French tickle. That's what they call that.
The French tickler.
The French tickler.
Bridget McCrone, the French tickler.
He says. What did he say? He
Billy
like
McCrone.
He's like he found it absurd that everyone thinks that like everyone's making a big deal about his wife slapping him, and he called it that they bicker and rather they joke around. We often do.
Yeah.
That's what he said. It was just we were just joking around.
Stop it. Just being silly. I loved his look into the camera right after.
That's what reminded me. Like
right after it happened, he went right into beta cuck mode.
Whoop. Hey. Oh shit.
The French people deserve him.
Dude. He's what I expect.
Yeah.
The French president.
Yeah. He's freaking prototype. Ooh la la.
What a baguette.
Croissant.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh man. Anyway, French president's getting slapped out here. Oh.
I love you, dude.
I love you too, man. All right, I got one more thing I want to talk about.
Let's go.
Do you have media? Do you watch it now? Let's bring it back to humans. Have you been watching any shows or TV? I want a good recommendation for people. Are you watching anything?
Not really. I
know you send me podcasts, and that's a lot of time spent.
I listen to a lot of podcasting.
But no shows, or you've been following
TV shows?
Movies?
No,
TV
I use
shows.
my TV for live sports.
Okay.
Really?
Hell yeah.
And gaming. PGA, 252K, hit me up. McPeak. Hit me up on 252K.
Come
PGA.
get it. Come get these balls. These digital balls.
99 rating. Come get some.
Hell yeah. Well,
no, I'm not watching TV shows.
Is
there a good one?
Well, there's some hype on this new Harry Potter show that HBO's doing. Familiar with Harry Potter?
I'm familiar. My kids all read the books.
Cool. So you get it, right?
Yep.
It's been around. And J.K. Rowling is a bad bitch. She hates trans community. I don't know if hate, that's a strong word. She
doesn't appreciate their hold on society and legislation, maybe.
If she was a witch, I think she would Expelliarmus the trans community. That's a spell in Harry Potter where you kill something.
So. I hope so. I don't know what you said, but it sounded pretty intense.
Everything's about to levitate now. No, but so anyway, the HBO is doing a show on the books. Okay, so
Sweet.
The movies are great. They're fun. I'm a fan of all of them.
The generation of the books.
So it's about diving deep. So it's Game of Thrones, Harry Potter books, kind of because HBO's
right.
They're big on really dramatizing the stuff that's people want to see in books.
Okay.
And I know that sounds counterproductive, but when you read a
true.
book, it's like it doesn't hit.
If a book is great, I want to see that movie.
I want to see that, and I don't want it. I don't want it distilled.
No.
I want to see your visual representation.
And the whole time you're watching it, you're seeing where it deviates.
Yes, and everyone knows that's why they always say, "Hey, the books are always better."
Yeah.
So this is their.
It's always true.
This is their stab at it, right? And they do pretty good. HBO does pretty good. Sponsor the pod. HBO. Yeah, I don't see any podcast. Oh no, they have podcasts, but that's for
HBO needs STDs.
Like Game of Thrones. HBO has STDs. Come on, bring them up.
Make it official.
Make it a fish. So it'll be Deese. So HBO is doing a Harry Potter show.
Okay.
And the internet's back on their racist shit because Hermione's she's not white. I'll say that.
Oh wow! Does that mean?
Do you remember Do you remember when people were getting mad about Velma from Scooby Doo not being white? Ariel from that's
right.
From Little Mermaid not being white.
So this is all manufactured.
It's the same
bullshit.
thing. Coming back, baby.
It is bullshit.
So it's not even out yet. This fucking show is not even out yet. They already cast the people. Sure, Harry looks like Radcliffe, you know what I mean? The guy that was originally, he looks like Harry Potter.
Okay.
When you close your eyes, you're like,
Dork.
okay, that little
Looks
white
like a
kid
dork.
looks like a fucking Potter for sure. And this other kid, this little redhead kid, that could be the other kid.
Okay.
But as soon as they brought up
DEI.
Hermione, and that's what everyone's saying. They're thinking it's the same move that Disney does. It's just throw a black person in there.
Well, it's true.
And now J.K. Rowling had gone on unsaid, and she had tweeted
trans in
it. She's no. That's where she draws the line with her penis right here.
Drags it in the dirt.
Nope, not right here. No, but she has gone to say that. What did she say? Rowling loves Black Hermione. That's what she said.
She loves her some black hiney. What?
Well, you say what you want about her. She's not racist. We love her rattling, not racist. So yeah, there's a in
is
the
this
same
a big
show.
deal? Is this a big deal?
It is a big deal.
That's wild.
But
it's one of those issues that's manufactured, I think, to fuck with us.
I think it feels like it.
Doesn't it? Does it feel fake?
It does, but it's one of those things where like I write down things that I naturally see that come up because these things, and I understand the algorithm's a thing, right?
Yeah.
But this is our little computers, and I have my big computers, right?
Yep.
Now these little computers, as soon as I turn it on, I'm interested to see the first thing that it shows me. Because it's like, I'm not asking for it. Because if I was asking for it, it'd be like busty Asians.
My Instagram feed
busty
is dark, bro. It's so dark. It's all like road rages and street
You and I
fights
have visited some of the dark areas of the web. So if it knew me, you know what I mean? It'd be giving me discounts on MDMA, you know? It would be offering me it's just wild.
We gotta train our own
what it
AI.
thinks. It's wild what it thinks that like I want to see. And so the first thing I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna dive too much into it because it's one of those like, why the fuck do I care about the outrage on the new Harry Potter series?
Right.
Like,
you should be concerned, my friend.
I'm just writing about
to be concerned.
What's this, and that's what's so crazy.
Like, no, I don't.
It's like I don't give a shit.
No, I don't.
I love. So a new show we've been watching is The Last of Us season 2. Great show. Now I played the video games back in the day, and I had my own experiences. This is not one of those where I'm going to give you my deep dive on the game. Right?
Okay.
It's got its own place.
Yep.
The game is like the book. In like the cases we were just talking about where it's like the movie it sucks compared. So I need to be able, and we're from the generation where people just recycle and regurgitate all this media. Yeah. So there's things that you've experienced with like musicians and they do an autobiography, or like books and they do their visual representation of this book, or whatever the case may be. So it's always been pushed to me this way, in the off-minded stuff that I try to watch, because I don't want to sit there and think and try to be smart when I'm watching these.
You're decompressing. I want to be
dumb,
man,
for an hour to watch this dumb thing, and like the same thing for like live sports. Like I've been a part of that cycle.
That's my crack.
Like, we're watching games. Like I can get mad at my kids for watching people play games on Twitch.
That's a live sport.
That's exactly what we're doing. It's the same fucking thing. Yeah. Yes, our saving grace is that person's not sitting in a chair. But if they could...
No, that person's a super athlete.
If they could and make the money that they're doing without getting hurt, that they would. That
person's a freaking nature super athlete. That's super rare.
We should call it esports. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild. Because it's like, I get it.
Right.
I totally get it. But, like, the shows that I'm watching, I can separate the two. I understand that this is a different audience that they're trying to attract.
Right.
And it's an experimentation.
Well, they're chasing what's popular.
Yes. It's a social experiment that I can't understand.
They're capitalizing, they're monetizing on what's hitting in culture, so that they can cash out. And then there's no spirit to it.
We're like, what if Harry was gay? And what if him, that everything else is the same, but Harry's gay and Hermione transitions to a man.
Wow.
And that's who he's gay with.
JK would love that.
That's who he's gay with. So he loves Hermione.
I think Pornhub did this.
Pretty sure have you seen it too? Damn it. I knew I was getting this from somewhere.
I think we've already seen this.
That is great. Hashtag Hermione.
Pornhub sponsor the podcast.
I love it. Gabe and I talked about putting it on Pornhub, like the podcast.
No way.
Just to see what kind of views we'd get.
It's
one
of the most populated websites on the planet.
They have the best video service because the most, technology has porn to thank for the advancements.
Are you trying to get me murdered?
In video quality. audio quality,
It leads
streaming quality,
tech development for
like
sure.
I'm telling you, I feel like the only reason why
It's a
rockets are
revenue
getting
flow.
better is because people want to fuck off this planet.
And
You know
they're
what I
shaped
mean?
like dicks.
Yes, SpaceX.
SpaceX.
But yeah, people are getting mad because we have a black Snape, we got a black Hermione coming up on the show. It's crazy. But
Bring it.
You
Make
know,
everybody
but if I were
purple.
to promote a show to you,
Okay.
like you, because
Okay.
I know you, I would say Severance is a good show,
Okay.
and
I haven't seen it.
it's Interior Chinatown. It's on Hulu.
Interior Chinatown.
That one's low key. Oh no! Scratch that. Now that's a good show.
Okay.
That's a good show.
Okay.
But
Hit
if
me.
I'm gonna give you a list, here's the list. The first thing I'm gonna put in that list is the Common Side Effects animated show.
Common side effects.
Common Side Effects.
Okay.
Okay, this is what it is.
I like this.
The main character I feel like is around Paul Stamets.
Ooh.
So now they don't
one of my heroes.
they don't say it or anything about that, but if you watch it, you'll be like, that's probably what Paul's like, right?
Okay.
And this guy,
Sold.
he's a mycologist, and he finds this mushroom that heals everything. It's the last medicine you'll ever need.
It's out there.
What's his obstacle?
FDA.
The government's trying to kill him. It's a great show. It's a great show.
Queuing that up tonight.
Yes.
On Hulu?
Common Side Effects on HBO.
HBO. Hell
HBO,
yeah.
Common Side Effects.
I might have to borrow your login info.
No worries, I'll give it to you. Number 2 on the list, Severance. Severance
Okay,
is a
that's
great
HBO
show.
also.
That one is where if you could take all that you don't like about yourself and clock out. So you're splitting.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you're
yeah.
splitting.
I know the
atoms.
concept of the
You're
show.
splitting atoms. You're splitting realities.
Right.
So
between work
when
life
you're
and personal
when you're
life.
having your now it's work life, personal life in the show, but it dives deeper
Okay.
because it's in your work and your home life and work life is not what makes you.
It's exposing a dichotomy already within us.
Yes.
Like
And
it.
you don't want these things, so you're willing to go through this controversial procedure to split.
So you don't remember it.
So you're not experiencing it.
Mm.
There's a different version of you that you're cloning yourself
It's like a
in the
live
same
multiverse.
space. It's wild. It's an IRL multiverse.
Dope.
Yeah. So Severance is great because it's one of those if they keep doing it the way they're doing it,
Okay.
the show's never gonna end.
Really?
I feel like that.
It's got that kind
It's got
of
so many
thread.
fucking questions,
I like
and
it.
it's got the potential for you to never get the answer
Okay.
of a finale. Like it's got it.
Keep you teased.
It's got it.
Nice.
And and as long as Ben Stiller and and all them, and then I think Adam what is he? No, I'm bullying it. I'm butchering it. But anyway, great show. And I recommend that. Third
Okay.
one I would do is the Interior Chinatown, and it's very much like that.
Can you text me this? I
Yeah,
want it.
you got it. I'll send it
That's
to you.
dope.
So, but anyway, some recommendations to watch when you're not busy saving the world and being the best version of yourself. Be a piece of shit like me and watch TV.
TV rules.
But I know that we talked a little bit in the beginning about my comedy show, but I like to promote other people's things. And some of the comedians that come on my show, they are doing their own shows, which is awesome.
That's great.
So there will be.
the culture's blowing up. It's awesome.
I even got
The more the better.
a VIP ticket to the show. What? So the Happy Campers Comedy Show. It's a family-friendly show, so it's a clean show.
Let's go.
Yeah. And it's a fundraiser on top of that.
A beautiful.
The fundraiser comedy show with proceeds to help send students to summer camp.
Doing it right.
Concessions will be available for purchase, and I'm sure that all that helps the cause. But
Where's
again,
it at?
family friendly. Blue Ridge Christian Center,
Okay.
June 13th. That's a Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. So it's only an hour show. Gets you home in bed in time. So yeah, Blue Ridge Christian Center, the Happy Campers Comedy Show. Check it out. Tickets are $10, and again, it goes to a good cause.
Fantastic. I love stuff like that.
I love it.
Anyway.
Dude, I love you. thank you for being on the pod. I appreciate
Fuck
it.
yeah, dude.
You know, it's always a good time. If you're able to swing out for Father's Day, it'd be awesome.
All right.
If you want to be on, you know,
Is that June 15th?
June
At
15th,
One Eye Jack's?
At One Eye Jack's, 8 p.m.
8
baby.
p.m. I'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, but yeah, this is what we do. That's all
Small
it
Town
is.
Dad's Day.
Small Town Dad's Day. Oh. Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Love y'all.
I appreciate you. Hopefully,
love
I
this
see you
mountain.
out in the love. Yes, love the mountain. Mountain strong, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you guys in the future.
Peace.
Just some small town dads living in the White Mountains.